Join me at the National Pike Steam Horse and Gas Association show on Saturday, August 9th from 12 to 2 p.m. in Malden, PA. Stop out, win some great prizes, and take in everything the Steam Horse and Gas Show has to offer. Our coverage of the National Pike Steam Horse and Gas Show is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts, attorney Lisa J. Boudet, Lifetime Awnings, the Mariscotti Insurance Agency, Tri-County Heating, Lacey's Auto and Truck Repair, and Mutt's on Market Street. We will see you there.
Attention, active and retired coal miners. Have you been screened for black lung? Here at the Black Lung Clinic at Centerville Clinics, we offer yearly screenings, diagnosis, education, and treatment options to help you live a fuller, healthier life. We provide care regardless of your ability to pay. Call Centerville Clinics today at 724-632-6801. Do it today.
Hi, this is Dave Dunaway, and I'm here to remind you that Franco's Golf Center is open 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. Stop by and see Franco's facility on Route 21 west of Uniontown. Franco's service area includes a lighted driving range and golf pro shop. Even my game has improved thanks to golf lessons with Franco's PGA instructors. Franco's also offers full custom club fitting and repairs by certified club fitter Greg Franco. Franco's is open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Give Franco's a call at 724-438-6651.
If you're ready for a dental makeover or in need of basic dental care, the office of Dr. Mark Rabatin is right for you. Dr. Rabatin uses the latest advancement in the industry to achieve comprehensive care that will preserve your smile for years to come by providing general dentistry services. Call today to schedule your appointment at their modern office located in the Fayette Business Park, 724-437-4991 for the fine art of dentistry.
Black and gold up on their feet, terrible towels swirling.
When you listen here, you get all the excitement of Steelers football.
Touchdown, Pittsburgh Steelers!
Rob King brings you the play-by-play along with Max Starks and Missy Matthews.
Where would you rather be?
The only place to be on game day is the Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network.
Football is back. The Steelers open up the preseason slate against the Jaguars in Jacksonville Saturday, August 9th at 7 o'clock on your Steelers station, WNBS.
Warm weather is finally here, and with it, the opportunity to upgrade your lawn or yard with a new fence from All Around Fence Company. Conveniently located at 7896 National Pike, Uniontown, All Around Fence has been installing quality residential, commercial, and farm fencing for more than 45 years. Offering residential fencing including chain link, decorative aluminum, steel, and more, All Around Fence has a fence for you. All Around Fence is also your one-stop shop for Nutrena products and carries livestock, equine, and pet supplies too. So whether you need to upgrade an existing fence, add a new gate, or are looking to install an all-new fence, All Around Fence has the answers for you. Visit them Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. or give them a call at 724-439-0331. To learn more, visit allaroundfence.com.
Station 590 WNBS. I hear voices in my head.
Hello and welcome, everyone. I'm your host, the voice of reason, Dave Dunaway. It's Thursday, August 7th, 2025, and you're listening to The Sports Voice. You know, this is one of those days where I sit around early and try to figure out what I'm going to start the show with. And I thought, well, there's this story with Will Howard, the fractured finger, everybody, all the hopes on him as being this quarterback of the future. And now he's going to be sidelined for all of the preseason, for the rest of camp. That's a great way to lead off. Then I thought, well, I spent a lot of time last week with this trade deadline for the Pittsburgh Pirates, and clearly it was botched again, which is case in point why I said Sherrington should have been fired with Shelton. And now here we are a week later, still no Chandler, still no York, still no Cook. Still know anyone that might be considered someone who could produce in the future for this team. And then, just like so many other weeks, a story just falls right into my lap. Thank you, Cam Hayward, 2 years in a row. Cam Hayward, if you remember last year at camp, sat in and whined and cried, even though he had a year left on his contract, that he wanted a contract extension because he felt that he was underpaid and took the hometown discount for so long. Meanwhile, he had lost a lot in his game, but still felt this was his opportunity to cash in. So the Pittsburgh Steelers basically handed him exactly what he asked for. Well, here we go again for round 2. Now Cam Hayward has 2 years left on his contract and is whining and complaining that he's underpaid. He said he's the 36th highest paid defensive player in the league, and he believes he should get paid more. So he's not fully practicing. He made sure he let everyone know, because sometimes up there it's hard to tell. You know, with all the extracurriculars that go on at camp, you don't know if they're really going as hard as they can or not. So he made sure he told everyone what he was doing and said he does not intend to fully practice until he gets a revised contract. A lot to say about that. I know people are going to be very angry at Cam Hayward. I can start off by saying I wouldn't be angry at him, be angry at the Steelers. The Steelers, every time someone does this, they hand them whatever they want. It's just like telling a kid no. If you continue to tell the kid yes, they're going to keep asking until you tell them no. When the Steelers just hand this money out for free to literally anyone, from Deontay Johnson a couple of years ago, I mean, insert name here, if you ask for more and you're a somewhat star, they're going to hand it to you, then why wouldn't Cam Hayward ask for more money? It makes total sense, and I could all but guarantee the Steelers will hand him, within probably the next week, whatever he wants, even though they shouldn't. They never draw a line in the sand. They never put their foot down, which is why player after player after player is going to continue to ask for more than what they have right now. You know, it's one thing when there's only a year left on the deal, but in this particular case, there are 2 years left on the deal. A deal he signed last year and was satisfied with when he signed it. But now all of a sudden it's an issue, maybe because TJ Watt got paid, maybe because DK Metcalf got paid, maybe because he knows deep down the Steelers don't have any good young players on this roster to save money for. When you look at their drafts in the 2020s, outside of the 2 offensive linemen and the 1 defensive lineman, everybody else is gone. You had a quarterback, a running back, a receiver. They're long gone from this team. So it's not like they have to hoard this money because rookie deals are coming up and they have to compensate. So they can spend money like it's Christmas. Apparently, Cam Hayward is ready for his gift. So that has become our dominant story. Also, the Pittsburgh Steelers are playing a preseason game Saturday. Yes, the football drought is finally over. Steelers in Jacksonville. Jacksonville announced they're going to play everyone, which includes two-way player Travis Hunter, the second pick in the draft, who they said they will allow to play both wide receiver and corner in this game. So it might be worth tuning in just to see the novelty. And the Pittsburgh Steelers have about 20 players on a list that will not play, including quarterback Aaron Rodgers, who said he was open to playing until they asked him to when Will Howard got hurt. And then he said, nah, I'm not going to do it. So the Steelers went out today and signed quarterback Logan Woodside. I don't know if he'll get any reps. They'll probably say, oh, he's only been here for a couple days. If you watch the Steelers, you know how complex that offense is. I can only imagine how many days it takes them to teach him how to turn around and hand the ball off to whatever running back is standing behind him. But it looks like we are going to see at least another quarterback at camp, maybe in games. I don't think Howard's going to be back. They said it's week to week. I heard at least 3. So I don't anticipate seeing him by the end of spring, or well, I keep calling it spring training. I don't know why I call it spring training. It's summer. But until training camp is over, So all of those hopes and dreams that everyone had that this is their quarterback of the future, a 6th-round pick. Remember, 3 years ago, they drafted a quarterback in the 1st round, and they couldn't develop him. But you think they're going to develop a 6th-round quarterback under the tutelage of Mike Tomlin and Arthur Smith and no quarterback coach to be found. Yes, I'm sure that is the future of the franchise right there. But at least we won't have to listen to his name for at least the next 3 weeks. So that's what's going on with the Steelers. The Pirates, they're struggling. They get defeated 2 out of 3, almost 3 out of 3 over the weekend to one of the worst teams in the history of baseball, the Colorado Rockies, who, by the way, the Toronto Blue Jays just knocked around for 3 straight days. I believe 45 runs in 3 days for the Blue Jays, including 20 yesterday that they put up on Colorado, in Colorado, by the way. So, the Pirates make these teams look good. Meanwhile, they're not the best teams in the league. The Giants just took 2 out of 3. They've been in a huge slump for the entire month of July into August. So maybe the Pirates will be the cure for some of these teams that are on the edge. The biggest problem with the Pirates was not necessarily the trades that they made. Oh, they were bad. They didn't win a trade, just like every other year in the Sherrington regime. But they didn't call up the people that needed to get called up from the minors either. And if you're going to try to sell the fans on, well, we're not in contention, so we're going to move Bednar and we're going to move Falter, then you've got to satisfy that with, but we're going to call up Chandler and we're going to call up York and we're going to call up some of these guys that deserve to be called up from AAA, not the retreads that are back again for another time to fail for your Pittsburgh Pirates. For those of you that are just tuning in, we are streaming on Facebook for the first hour. The guys are at Story Square for the summer concert series, which will begin. They'll be there at 5. They'll be there till 7. So we will be doing check-ins with them during the second hour, and we'll send the live feed out to Story Square. So I'll be on TV up until 5 o'clock, and then we'll switch over to them. I'll be on radio the entire time. So I'll be on radio from 5 to 6 while we do check-ins from Story. Here we are. It's August already, and as we know, it's time to start talking football. If you've listened to the Sports Voice for any amount of time, you know that every year I do an NFL preview that encompasses every single team, usually in pretty good depth. The problem is it takes a lot of time. So my anticipation is over the next 4 weeks to still preview. I'm still anticipating picking the schedule like I normally do, just to see how close I get at the end of the year. It's really hard to do this early because you can't account for injuries, and there are injuries pretty much every day from training camps around the country for these NFL teams. The one top guy goes down, it throws off everything you do. But I'm going to attempt it. I'm not going to go as in-depth as normal, but I figured, Nick and I were talking, we can talk about some of the better teams, some of the better players, maybe a little more, and then when you get to New Orleans and Carolina and Jacksonville, you can just kind of wing it a little bit and just go really quickly. Doesn't matter what you say. They're going to be bad. Bryce Young and Trevor Lawrence, they're going to be bad no matter what. I don't care how much guaranteed money Tyler Shuck has in New Orleans. They're going to be the worst team in the league. So we'll try to just kind of work it as best we can. But I intend to do a lot of the things that I normally do. And then, of course, once we get into that mode, it's all football all the time, pretty much from here on out. Not like we have anything exciting to do with the Pittsburgh Pirates. By the way, just another comment on the Pirates trade deadline. I mean, I'm not sure if they're going to win the World Series this year. I'm looking, Tommy Pham is still there. And somebody said to me, well, he's hitting. Okay. He's also 37. And I don't expect this team to contend this year, and his contract expires at the end of the year. So tell me again why he's still there. I could say the same thing for Kiner Falefa and other. Andrew Haney is still there. I mean, it just makes absolutely no sense whatsoever, which once again is why Ben Sherrington should have been long gone, taking the route less traveled by Derek Shelton. So that's happening. We've got the playoffs in the FedEx Cup for the PGA Tour. This week, it's the Pin Hunting Golf Association. It's birdie after, turn it on. It's birdie after birdie after birdie. Akshay Bhatia was out early, shot 62. This is supposed to be the playoffs. Something that should be a little more difficult, I would think, to shoot well. It's everybody's just out there birdie hunting today. So if I have time at the end, I'll keep you updated. And Nick's all excited because today, I don't want to spoil it because I know how much he loves the WNBA. There's a very interesting WNBA story, but today is the trade deadline. So I'm sure he'll keep you updated on who all got traded and where they went. A number of household names in the WNBA, and Nick loves to bring that action to you every single week. And then he may get into the other ancillary storyline that goes along. Apparently the fans are enjoying throwing some things down onto the court.
Well, Dave, I'll keep you abreast of the trade deadline situation, which leads into the other WNBA story. Wow, what a week. When Caitlin Clark goes down, debauchery occurs at the WNBA.
Wow. And they're actually arresting people
Yes.
For this as
Yes.
well. I mean, you leave one sit behind a Mets player in an interview. Nothing said.
Nothing.
But now, all of a sudden, they're thrown onto the court in WNBA. That might be the most excitement in some of these WNBA games.
Double standard, Dave. This is ridiculous. I will not stand for this.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, what a world.
Well, the Pittsburgh Steelers back in action this Saturday. I know everybody's super excited, especially if you watch the Pirates, because we know how bad that is. So you get to now get into this football mode once again. The Steelers are playing the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are projected to be one of the worst teams this year in the National Football League. But they do have some exciting young players. The potential of Trevor Lawrence 5 years later, actually 4 years later, still exists. We're still waiting to see whether or not he is deserving of a first overall pick that the Jags wasted on him back in 2021. We saw a lot of promise last year out of Brian Thomas, their young rookie receiver out of LSU, now a year under his belt. And this year it's Travis Hunter, the first two-way player in quite some time in the National Football League. And this will be the novelty, I think, that will get a number of people to tune into this game Saturday night. A lot of people wondering, can this be done? Do you have the potential in today's NFL to play receiver and corner in the same game? Think about just how much time, how much exhaustion is going to come from being out there. You're not going to get much of a break. This kid also played special teams at Colorado, so he very rarely left the field. Now he wants to try it in the NFL. Mike Tomlin said, hey, it's 1970s. Sure, you can do that in this league today. And then they had to remind him it's actually 2025, even though his play calling looks like it's still 1970. The Steelers just have a laundry list of guys that aren't going to play in Saturday's game. And I'll start with the most obvious because of the story that broke today, and that's Cam Hayward. Cam Hayward, all that you hear about Cam Hayward, what a great guy he is, what a great teammate he is, how great he is for the communities, the Walter Payton Award winner from a couple of years ago. His face is all over the local TV as the Hayward House, which donates so much money to charity. So in the end, Cam Hayward, great guy. But the last couple of years, Steeler fans maybe a little bit burned by some of the discussions Hayward had with the Steelers about wanting more money. Last year at camp, he decided to sit in because he said that he felt his contract was under what he should be making. And he started talking about guys that play in the league defensively and what they make and where he was on that list. And he felt that he deserved more. He had even gone so far as to say that he had taken a hometown discount quite a few times on contracts. And now he was toward the end of his career and he wanted to get paid. So the Steelers, instead of letting him sit there or releasing him, he was 35 last year and played like he was 45. They decided to give him a 2-year extension. He played tremendously last year. He played better probably than he has in the last at least 5 years as far as what we saw last year out of Cam Hayward. But now he's 36. He's 1 year older. He's got 2 years left on his deal. He goes to the Steelers again in the offseason and says that he wants to renegotiate. Now, you just did this last year. If you wanted more money, why didn't you negotiate for more money last year when you did it? Well, he didn't know because other defensive players have gotten paid since then, and he believes this is it. This is his last deal. He's got 2 more years left in the league, and he wants to get paid now. He wants to get paid more. He said he's the 36th highest paid player, defensive player right now in the National Football League. TJ Watt just got handed a ton of money, and he feels that he deserves more. Now, a lot of people aren't real thrilled with Cam Hayward right now, and as I alluded to at the beginning of the show, just take a step back and think about what's happened with the Pittsburgh Steelers over the last 4 years. Now, when Art Rooney Sr. and Dan Rooney owned the team, things were a little different. They were adults, and they were businessmen, and they knew how to run a team. This guy that's there now is a clown. I've said that numerous times. He's a clown. His son is the clown in training. They're happy with 500. They don't care what you want. They don't care that you want to see a winner out there. They let Mike Tomlin run the team because they're all afraid of him. Omar Khan is a puppet that Mike Tomlin sticks his hand up the back and makes his mouth move when he says, we're going to go out and sign Aaron Rodgers. So it's basically everything that Tomlin wants, everyone that Tomlin wants. It's an older team, which traditionally in the NFL doesn't win. And as you know, the last 8 years, this team has not won a playoff game. They've been annihilated every year they've been in one. They haven't been in a playoff game every year in the last 8, but if they're in there, rest assured they got blown out. And now you're seeing some money getting handed out, and you ask yourself, well, why? Why would they give TJ Watt $41 million? Well, there's a really good answer to that question, because they don't have any good young talent that was drafted that is ready to come off of a rookie contract. If you go back, TJ Watt, really outside of the 2 offensive linemen and the 1 defensive lineman last year, Watt's the last guy left from the first round, and he was drafted back in 2017. 18 was Terrell Edmonds, gone. 19 was Devin Bush, gone. 20, they didn't have a first-round pick. That was Minka, who came over in a trade, by the way, gone. Second-round pick, Chase Claypool, gone. 2021, Najee Harris, gone. 2022, Kenny Pickett, gone. So they don't have anybody that they have to worry about giving money to. So they can just hand it out like water to all these old guys. So they all just start asking for it. Now, I don't blame them for asking. I don't blame Cam Hayward right now for asking for the money, because all that Cam Hayward has seen is other guys on this team who still have years left on their contract ask for money, and then the Steelers hand it to them. So why would you not expect, especially if you're Cam Hayward, this pillar of the community, why would you not expect they're just going to hand it to you as well? They handed it to you last year when you didn't deserve it. You might actually deserve it a little more now. You certainly didn't deserve it last year, and they handed it to you. They handed it to Deontay Johnson. They handed it to Alex Highsmith. They handed it to TJ Watt. They handed it to everybody. So why wouldn't you try and see what happens? So he's sitting in. He's practicing, but not fully practicing, whatever that means. He's not going to play this Saturday against Jacksonville, and probably not again until he gets his money, even though he's under contract for the next 2 years. So what do the Steelers do in a situation like this? If I'm the Steelers, I say, you know what? We just paid you last year exactly what you asked for. You can ride this out or you can sit. But the Steelers won't do that. The Steelers will say, hey, Cam, how much more do you want? And whatever number comes out of his mouth will get handed to him probably 3 weeks from now. Not yet, because they don't want to make it look like, oh, we just did it. They want to go on the media and say, well, you know, we don't know, but we're going to, they'll him-haw around. They'll act like they're not going to give it to him. But I said the same thing with Watt. I'll say it here. There is not a doubt in my mind. I'm not even saying 99.9%. 100%, the Pittsburgh Steelers will hand Cam Hayward whatever he asks for because, number one, they have it, and number two, they don't want that bad look within the community. That's the reality, and don't be surprised how many other players do the same thing. You give it to one, they're all going to ask. When do you put your foot down and say, nope, not going to be you? My guess is with this clown running the team, that time will be never. Nick, I don't begrudge Hayward for asking for the money. He did it last year and got it. Everybody else has done it and got it. Why wouldn't you ask for it? I begrudge the Steelers for setting this precedent and now continuing to do it time and time and time again. When people ask, why is this team mediocre every year? Well, there's a pretty good reason why. Give a ton of money to old people.
Yeah.
Have nothing left for the young guys.
Yeah, it's a great business model, and you're right. All the draft picks, all the young guys are gone. It's an older team. I don't begrudge Hayward either. You're right, and he's a great guy in the community, and they don't want to look bad. The Steelers care more about not looking bad than winning. They care more about appearing like they're still a model franchise than being one, if that makes sense. They want the national and local media to think that logo still means something when it really doesn't, because after 8-9 years, whatever it is now, without a playoff win, and you're right, an owner and a general manager who either don't know what they're doing, don't care, or are afraid of the head coach, those are all bad options. So you're right, and this is what you get, and I don't begrudge Hayward or anyone. I see Boswell wants a new deal. He might be their best player. I mean, if you can't get first downs, just kick a long field goal. Do what you got to do to win 16-13, because that's what Coach T wants, is to win 16-13. And if you could win games in the NFL doing that, I'd be fine with it too, but that's just not the way the league is. So you're right. I don't begrudge Cam or anyone for asking for the money. It's not the individual issue. It's an organizational issue.
It's so funny, too, because they say, well, look at how many guys want to come and play for the Steelers.
That's amazing.
Aaron Rodgers is 41. Did Aaron Rodgers want to come play for the Steelers when he was in his 20s?
He wanted Minnesota. He wanted a lot of other teams.
He barely wanted to come here when he was 41. Oh, yeah. Darius Slay. Darius Slay's a 34-year-old corner. Mm-hmm. When he was a 24-year-old corner, did he want to play in Pittsburgh? No. It's easy to say when you're over the hill and you don't have a whole lot of options left. Oh, yeah, I'd love to play for Coach T. Well, sure you do, because he'll let you play. You don't even have to work hard, and you're going to be on that roster because there's probably no depth behind you like what we see in most of these positions. That's the bigger issue, I think, with the Steelers, Nick. It's not so much they throw all this money, outrageous amounts of money at these old guys.
Sure.
It's not even so much to say, well, we don't have really any good young players because we let them all go. They don't have any depth.
No.
Like, if you start looking position by position, there is no depth chart, especially on that offensive line. That's where I would be more concerned, because now if somebody goes down, it's a small contract. Like, say Fatanu can't play again this year. No. Well, he's not making anything. But all your guys that are making a ton of money, they're still there. So where are you going to afford to bring in a legit lineman to take the place? And that's going to be the most important position on the field, because you have a 41-year-old quarterback that can't move.
Yep.
So if you can't protect him, all these hopes and dreams of the Super Bowl that so many locals have because they overrate every single player that plays in a black and gold uniform, all those hopes and dreams that they have are going to be dashed, because now your quarterback's going to get knocked out, and who's going to come in and play? Not Will Howard.
Well, I was going to say, not to worry if Rodgers goes down. Will Howard's coming in. I'm going to put down my IC light and get my Howard jersey on.
It is that, to me, that was the not that he got hurt.
Rudolph.
Just listening. Like, they draft this guy in the 6th round. So every other team passes on him through 5 rounds. They get to the 6th round, they draft Will Howard, who, by the way, bounced around. Yeah, he went to Ohio State, had a great year last year. Remember when Kenny Pickett came to Pitt and had a great year? Bounced around, played at Rutgers. This kid played at Kansas State.
It's adorable.
Up and down.
It's like Rudy, your favorite movie.
Right. So he comes here, and as soon as they draft him, the local hack media and the fan base with the black and gold glasses on, oh, this is our guy. This is going to be the future. This is the future of this franchise. This is what I heard 3 years ago when they drafted Kenny Pickett in the 1st round. Now, you couldn't develop a 1st-round quarterback. You have a razor-thin coaching staff. You refused to bring in a quarterback coach. You had an offensive coordinator who didn't deserve the job, who sat up in a press box. You did nothing to help this guy. And now you think you're going to develop a 6th-round pick with, once again, no quarterback coach, an offensive coordinator who might as well be in a press box. That's what you have, and you think you're going to turn anyone into an NFL quarterback. Even a guy like Justin Fields, I thought, recessed a little bit as his time went on playing in that offense. Russell Wilson definitely did. Look at the numbers that Russell Wilson used to put up, and then look what he did when he got thrown into this offense. Wow. There was one game against Cincinnati where he did his thing and threw for over 400 yards, and then got called into the room and told, you can't do that anymore. You have to run the plays we call. And he looked baffled, like, I just threw for 400 yards and we won a game. and you're telling me I can't do anything. Nope, you got to call these plays. You got to run the plays we call. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to have a little flexibility in this offense. From what I hear, Tomlin says he trusts Aaron Rodgers. Apparently, he didn't trust Ben. Ben did it on his own. He didn't trust any of the other guys that were in there, but he trusts Aaron Rodgers. So I'm glad to know it took a 41-year-old who can't move to finally earn the trust of Mike Tomlin, and maybe, just maybe, the offense will open up a little bit. I hear great things, Nick.
Yeah.
Roman Wilson.
Sure.
Oh, Rodgers and Wilson. That's what's going on at camp. That's great. I'm glad they can complete passes against the 30-plus-year-old secondary that the Steelers have up there. Rodgers to Wilson. That's it.
That's great.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a source that was at training camp that said Metcalf looks really good, and he is their number one. But, Rodgers and Tomlin, it's a bromance. Hall of Fame coach or Hall of Fame quarterback joins Hall of Fame coach. Tomlin wanted that headline, and he got it. And we'll see what happens.
And you know what else they have in common?
Underperforming
They both should have been out of the league 3 years ago.
Well, there's that. Yeah, probably. Tomlin and TV and Rodgers, I don't know, maybe playing golf with Pat McAfee.
Maybe he could host Celebrity Jeopardy. He can't do the main one, but maybe he could do some of that ancillary stuff they have.
He's great on TV, so telegenic.
Yes.
Well, I don't know. It's going to be fun, Dave. It is an older team, and we'll see. I mean, they have their starting receiver is a guy that Seattle didn't want. Rodgers has bounced around after he resurrected the Jets. So wait, he didn't. We'll see. Jaylen Warren was a 2 last year. Now they want him to be a 1. And, the defense is old and decrepit. So I'm excited.
Oh, it should be another great year. And I know I've already heard the predictions. And I said when they made the trade with Miami, I said they just got to be a better football team.
Jonnu Smith, I like. Jalen Ramsey's upgrade from Minka, I guess. Yeah.
Well, if Rodgers has a little freedom and flexibility, he'll find those big mountain tight ends in the red zone, I would think.
Darnell, if he's still on the team, yeah.
Yeah, well, he has to beat out Connor Hayward. Well, Connor Hayward will play fullback. He'll be fullback. So, yeah.
Got to have him on there.
But they're better, but I mean, there's a lot that has to fall into place. When you have old guys, number one, they have to hold up. Yeah. And number two, the line is just a mess. To me,
it is.
If this is your plan.
That's my biggest gripe with Tomlin. I mean, not winning a playoff game notwithstanding, he can't fix that O-line, and he doesn't have a feel for offense. McVay, Andy Reid, they get O-lines fixed in 1 year. Tomlin can't do it.
Well, he runs a system that no one else runs. That doesn't help.
Yeah.
So you've got a lot of these guys who have played in a system that's mostly pass blocking, who now are asked to run block. They can't do. The schemes are bad.
Sure.
They don't work together. They don't move together. They're all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
It's a disaster. And then you bring in tight ends and you don't use them. You put them on the line as extra blockers because the line you have can't block. So to me, you want to throw a 41-year-old behind center, you should have probably kept a guy like Dan Moore. You should have kept somebody that's a veteran to block for him, because you've moved Broderick Jones, who couldn't play left tackle, then found out couldn't play right tackle. Now he's back at left tackle.
What can he play?
And he's horrible from what we hear. I mean, if the local media is saying he's not good, he's got to be the worst player in the NFL.
He must
because
be.
They think they will tell you everyone's good no matter how bad they look. This guy has to be horrendous. We'll see, because he's playing. We'll see on Saturday.
Can't wait.
And that's your guy to keep Aaron Rodgers upright.
Yeah.
That, to me, is a huge risk going into this season.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we'll see anything Saturday, because even if he can't keep Rudolph upright, the fans don't like him anyway. So I don't know. I'm running to a TV, Dave. If I get to see Logan Woodside and Skylar Thompson, I'm not missing that. And Travis Hunter,
You're definitely
going
to see Skylar Thompson.
Oh, I can't wait. He played in a playoff game for Miami and lost by about 40, so this should be fun.
Well, he knows exactly then how the Steelers feel, because that's normally what happens when they're in a playoff game.
That's right. That great defense giving up 45 points to Baker Mayfield.
They can lose by 40 with Rodgers or Thompson. There you go. It doesn't matter. Let's take a break. When we come back, we will talk a little bit about, I'll give you the list of who's not playing for the Steelers on Saturday, and we'll look ahead to maybe who to tune in to see during this game. A lot of guys that are going to get cut probably right after.
Can't wait.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Have you been told there is nothing that can be done for your neuropathy? Tri-State Neuropathy Centers is pleased to tell you that's not true. As one of the largest and most successful neuropathy treatment practices in the country, Tri-State Neuropathy Centers has grown to 9 regional centers and helped over 14,000 patients, like John from Morgantown. John had such extreme numbness and pain that he was having difficulty feeling his car pedals. Then John discovered Tri-State Neuropathy Centers and their effective FDA-approved treatment program that has no drugs, is non-invasive, and painless. John's great results have given his freedom back, and he's doing the things he wants, like simply driving or cutting the grass. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers help John, along with thousands of others. Let them help you next. Call 304-777-2068. That's 304-777-2068. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy.
Zen's Antiques and Home Decor, part of the Cinder Shack family of vendors, where you can find both antique and new furniture, collectibles, housewares, gift items, including jewelry and candles, and so much more. Follow Zen's Antiques and Home Decor on Facebook for new items and information on upcoming events. Zen's Antiques and Home Decor in Building 2 at 3391 National Pike in Farmington. Zen's Antiques and Home Decor.
I've been thinking about switching primary care providers. It takes forever to get an appointment, and when I finally get in, the staff acts like they don't even care that I'm there.
That's so frustrating. You deserve a provider who listens, values your time, and truly cares about your health.
That's exactly what I need. Someone who sees me as a person, not just another name on a chart.
Then you should check out Montgomery Medical. They treat you like family, offer personalized care, and even have same-day appointments.
At Montgomery Medical, your health is our priority. Call 724-569-8100 Montgomery Medical, a family tradition of family medicine.
Saving money when you buy a new home isn't a fantasy. It's reality at Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. With up to $5,000 in instant savings during the Sign and Save sales event, it's the perfect place to find the home you've always wanted. So don't let your dream home stay a fantasy. Visit Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon today at 4500 PA 51. Terms and conditions for the Sign and Save sales event at manufacturedhomeoffers.com. Available only at participating Clayton Homes family of brands retailers through August 31st. Amount of savings may be limited. Ask for details. May not be available with certain financing. Lender restrictions apply.
Mountaintop Title and Notary can handle all of your motor vehicle and PennDOT needs, such as titles, plates, renewal, registrations, and all notary needs. Tina Nicholson of Mountaintop Title and Notary can also handle ATV and boat titles, and also does income taxes. Hours are Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 4:30, and appointments can be made for after hours and Saturdays. Mountaintop Title and Notary with a new location at 655 Nelson Road in Farmington, the only place you need to go for all title, notary, and tax work. Call Tina at 724-984-1514 for the most professional services around.
Route 21 Furniture, take the road to your perfect home.
Sleep well tonight. Try out a new mattress from Route 21 Furniture with a large selection of mattresses, all sizes and comfort levels, with great prices, free local delivery and setup, and financing options. Route 21 Furniture. Open weekdays 9 to 5, Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday noon to 4. 724-737-2222 or Route21Furniture.com.
Route 21 Furniture, take the road to your perfect home.
Welcome back to the Sports Voice. I just got a note passed to me that earlier today, Nick Barczyk was on the afternoon talk show and predicted an 11-6 record
Lies.
for your Pittsburgh Steelers.
We revised to 10-7.
10-7.
We got mixed up a little. But yeah, 10-7, which they could easily do, I think.
I haven't made my predictions yet because obviously I have to go through the whole schedule. I'm not... I don't see an issue with that. Like I don't see that out of the realm of possibilities.
No, it's not the hardest schedule in the world. We went through every game.
So much can happen injury-wise.
Yeah.
You know, teams you think are going to be really good, one guy goes down and that's it. They're in a tank for the rest of the year. You just don't know. That's why I hate to do all this so early.
I know.
Because they haven't even really played the preseason unless you count that farce last Thursday as a preseason game. There really hasn't been much that we've seen. So, and you've got guys getting carted out of camps every day. Like I don't remember it being this bad. Like
maybe they practiced too much. Slater for the Chargers today.
Yeah, I think he's out for the year, isn't he?
That's horrible. Poor Herbert.
And Kenny Pickett. I mean, that was, think about how much you people loved Kenny Pickett 3 years ago. Oh, you hate him now. But if I'd have brought you back into 2022, you'd have your number 8 jersey on, talking about how wonderful and fantastic this guy's going to be.
Singing the Pitt theme song, fight song.
He had the hamstring injury a couple of weeks ago, still dealing with it. Shedeur Sanders going to start the preseason opener for Cleveland. Joe Flacco there. They had to sign him. They had to sign Tyler Huntley.
Yes.
Dylan Gabriel's hurt. They had all those quarterbacks. And
Flacco? Flacco and Rodgers are both, they're not hurt after a full training camp. They're in their 40s. What's wrong with these young guys? guys?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Must not be at Dave and Buster's every Monday.
No, well, that's what Cam's doing, right? Skee ball. That's
Well,
what
I know
he's
Rogers is. Rogers did not go with the team wherever. He went to Champion Lakes and played golf on Monday because I was there on Tuesday and they told me he was there the day before.
Nice.
And they were shocked that he was there and they said, well, I thought he was at camp.
Yeah.
I said, do you understand on Mondays, that's Dave and Buster day for the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
That's movie night. That's, all the things that have nothing to do with practicing for football.
And he's Aaron Rodgers.
That's
The
pretty
rules
much
don't
their
apply
off
to
day.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, well, it's great course. I
Yeah.
can see why he would have gone there. But he was golfing on Monday. So I don't know if we could say he's got a full camp in under his belt, but he's there. Whatever. He's showing up.
He's fine.
Now, Aaron Rodgers also made the comment, which is quite interesting, that he's never played in a preseason game, but he was open to it. If his new buddy, Mike Tomlin, wanted him to play in the preseason, he would consider playing in the preseason.
Oh.
So earlier this week, Will Howard gets hurt. Will Howard fractures his finger. It's week to week, probably at least 3. We don't have a definite timetable on how long he's going to be out. So Tomlin goes to Rodgers and says, hey, if you're interested in playing, we could sure use you Saturday, because without Howard, now Rudolph and Thompson are going to have to get all the reps. And Rodgers says, well, thanks, but no thanks. So he will still keep his streak alive of not playing in the preseason. And the Steelers went out and signed Logan Woodside. It's not just Rodgers not playing, though. Here's the list of Steelers who you will not see if you tune in Saturday night to watch the preseason opener.
Do we have enough time for this?
How many games do they play 2 preseason games, right? Or is it 3?
3.
Okay. It's going to be 2.
It's going to be 2.
And they're an extra regular season game.
Right.
Wouldn't they play in the first one and then not play in the next 2? Like,
You would
wouldn't
think.
that...
Definitely not the last one. Maybe the middle one.
I guess they'll play the middle one.
Yeah.
All right, so here's who's not going to play. If you don't know your players, I'll give you a position as well. Quarterback Aaron Rodgers, running back Jalen Warren, wide receiver DK Metcalf, tight ends Jonnu Smith and Pat Freiermuth, guard Isaac Seumalo, defensive lineman Cam Hayward, corner Joey Porter, corner Darius Slay. Can we still call him a corner, or is he a safety now? Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah.
Safety Deshaun Elliott, linebacker Patrick Queen, pass rusher. I'm not even putting a position with that. TJ Watt, edge
Shocker.
Nick Herbig, kicker Chris Boswell.
Who's going to kick? They have another one?
Guess they have somebody there.
I
I
didn't
don't
even
know
know they had it. There's a punting controversy, too, between Waitman and Johnston, I've heard.
Well, Johnston was hurt all last year.
it's gonna
Waitman punted well. So
yeah, he did. He got better.
yeah, I could see that. But anyway, so there's your list.
Anyway.
It's pretty much everybody you know. Although, who I don't see on here is Alex Highsmith. I
There's
assume
no way
he's going to play.
playing. I guess he has to.
He's not on the list.
Darnell Washington will play. Calvin Austin, Roman Wilson, Caleb Johnson, who I'm excited to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be. So I would assume.
Robert Woods, Scotty Miller, Ben Skoranek.
Now, will Caleb Johnson start, or will they start Gainwell? I heard Gainwell's not look good at camp either.
No, I forgot about him.
So you have Gainwell and you have Johnson, and then you're going to, I guess, Austin. You almost have to start Robert Woods. He's 37 years old, or however old he is. So, and you've got Wilson. Those are the guys. Like, all right. So why do you watch? What do you want to see? Well, you're going to have Mason Rudolph throwing the ball, so you take that with a grain of salt. But you want to see Austin, and you want to see Wilson.
Yeah.
You want to see if they can run routes. I think that's probably the most important, because one of them is going to be the number 2 receiver on this team. And outside of Seumalo, and he might not play much anyways, he's hurt constantly, you're going to see the full line.
Yeah.
That needs, Rudolph can move. So I think it's very important to see, especially if Jacksonville's playing everybody, it's going to be important to see, can they block for Rudolph? Because if they can't block for Rudolph, there's no way they're blocking for Rodgers. No. So I think that's something interesting to see. Yeah. You'll see some of the younger defensive players, the line, Cole Holcomb. Mm-hmm. I'm curious. He's the tackle leader before he got hurt. He's another guy that's hurt all the time. We'll see Jack Sawyer.
Yeah, the rookie.
Yeah,
OHIO.
Peyton Wilson. How much better did he get? So, yeah, I think there's reason to watch. Maybe not late, but maybe early.
Harmon, will he start?
Deron Harmon should be in,
pick. Yeah. Ooh.
So,
all right, I'll watch now. And Travis Hunter on the other team. There
and Travis Hunter playing both ways.
And Trevor Lawrence, will he ever be good? We'll find out this weekend.
Well, if he can't do it with all these guys out.
And Liam Cohen.
I can't imagine.
Coach. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm watching. I guess you wrote me into watching it.
Well, there you go. We'll give you some reason to watch the game. I can't imagine there'll be a ton of excitement, but I think what you're
Pirates
looking
Reds.
to see, like the guys that aren't playing, you've seen them. You know what they bring to the table. The guys that you don't know, the question marks, the Austin Wilson thing, the line, that's what you're going to see Saturday. If Jacksonville's playing all their scrubs, well, they are, but they're their scrubs that actually start. So the fact that they're playing all their starters, I think will give you maybe a good indication of what to expect, because it should only be better. If Wilson and Austin are catching balls from Rudolph, you know they're going to catch them from Rodgers. So you start looking, if the line can block for Rudolph, then they can block for Rodgers. So that's what you're hoping to see, I would think, in the amount of time that you spend watching the Pittsburgh Steelers Saturday night. So just to recap everything we talked about revolving around the Steelers during the first hour, because there's more NFL I want to get to in the second hour. I got to talk Pirates and the debacle that was the trade deadline, and we'll look at some other things that are going on around the world of sports. Nick's got the WNBA controversies that are taking place, plus the trade deadline today. But to wrap up the Steeler talk, in case you haven't heard, Will Howard, your hope for the future, fractured finger, out weeks. So no more talk about him impressing anybody in camp. Cam Hayward negotiated a new contract last year while he was still getting paid. Now wants to negotiate again. Has 2 years left on this current deal, says he wants a raise, and he's not going to play or fully practice until he gets it. So we'll just wait and see. It's not if, it's when. The Steelers will cave and hand him all the money he wants, just like they did for so many others before him. And then Saturday night, the football drought is finally over. The Pittsburgh Steelers back in action against the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars say everybody's playing, including second overall pick and dual threat Travis Hunter, who's going to play both wide receiver and corner for the Jacksonville Jaguars Saturday night. Nick, I sold myself. I wasn't going to watch. I think I'm going to watch now.
It's either that or Pirates Reds, and I'm picking the Steelers.
I'm picking the Steelers every single time.
Yeah.
Well, that's all the time we have for the first hour of The Sports Voice. Thanks for tuning in. If you were watching us on Facebook, we're going to leave the Facebook feed radio only for